Hey, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and today I'm going to be showing you how to roast an acorn squash. So this is just one way that you can roast an acorn squash. There are lots of ways. Some people just cut it in half like this, scoop out the seeds, and roast the whole acorn squash. Some people cut them up in slices like I did. And depending on how you roast your acorn squash, will change what temperature and for how long you're going to roast the acorn squash. So I roasted mine for 15 minutes, but I did a really high heat, and I did kind of thin slices. So the acorn squash has seeds like a pumpkin, and they actually really look like pumpkin seeds. I guess that makes sense since it's probably in the pumpkin family, but I just cut it in half and I scooped out the seeds. I did make a flat spot on the bottom first, which I always recommend when you're cutting something like this. And then I cut my halves into halves, so I cut them into quarters, and then I cut them in pretty thin slices because I've never roasted an acorn squash before. I also left the skin on, and you can leave the skin on, you can take it off. It's really up to your preference. I think that if you were to roast the whole thing, you would scoop out the insides and then turn that into a mash or something like that. I wasn't 100% sure if you could eat the skin, but when Richie came downstairs to taste it, I said, he was taking a bite, and I said, I'm not sure if you're supposed to eat the skin, after he had already eaten the skin. And he said it tasted fine. So then I've got about half a stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, about half a teaspoon, going into this little bowl that I'm going to mix up, and I am going to put that on the acorn squash. Acorn squash doesn't really have a flavor on its own, so you can kind of use whatever you would like to add flavor. I've seen recipes for sugar like I did. I've seen some for garlic and cheese. I think that it's really forgiving, and you could kind of do whatever you wanted to with it. So I put that on there, and then I kind of tossed it around so that it was coated on both sides. And I laid everything out flat, and now I'm going to bake it at 450 for about 15 minutes. And when they came out, they were really soft, and they were really, really good. If you want to see more recipes like these, check out loavesandishes.net. If you want to hear more from myself and my mom, we do have a podcast. It's called Dorks with Sporks, and you can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We put out a new video every Monday through Friday, and you can follow us on Facebook at Loaves and Dishes for more. Thanks for watching.